cookies think they are? Like that this goose has the capability to make me go through all these mental gymnastics to give them all these different variations and naming conventions that just don't work with other animals. They do their own thing. Though I am a superior of the word gaggle, the fact that they have their own grouping name of a gaggle of geese is also absurd. I'd be fine having these special naming rules for a good animal, but these poo spewers? Hell no, man. If you grew up in Cavilla, you know that all these things produce is oddly like tween shit. Just endless amounts of it. That's all they're good for. And that's actually not even a good thing, so they're just not good for anything. But they get all this respect and special treatment, and they even have some cool phrases like salummits. I changed that one because they didn't deserve one of the coolest things that can possibly happen to a human. Like silly goose, how did they get that like affectionate phrase to be a thing? Who has had a good interaction with a goose, a geese? The only variation probably is a gosling, which is also frustrating that they share a name with a zalexiel, despite being just the worst of the planet, these fucking birds. But more accurately, they're shitbirds, which is why I am designating them to forever be in English from this point on, or Wiplish, my variation. They will be shitbirds. Because yeah, they're shitbirds. All they do is shit. It's also similar to shiver, and that's kind of when you would get salummits, which of course they are not associated with anymore, but they used to be. And I think it's important that we point out that they are just awful in their name. I think that's a good thing to do. Yeah, that's what we got for the word change. Act accordingly. Song of the day is Backward Books by Azizi Gibson. This song comes off of his first album, and it's actually called Backward Books, his first album too. It's very dynamic, has a lot of different elements kind of building throughout it, and it climaxes spectacularly. I also somewhat feel like I have to apologize for saying climax there. It just sounded a little awkward, like it totally makes sense, but just a little strange. But this song is super cool. I feel like it's Azizi Gibson's greatest like style when he's layering so many interesting sounds into his music, and this is a really, really good one.
Third, I noticed that you lie. Don't fuck around. Okay. Let me say, little nigga, once again.
Give it a listen. I feel like this is a very archetypal Azizi Gibson song. Awesome stuff. The video of the day comes from Infrabren, and I've been seeing some of this guy's stuff on TikTok. He basically goes into like Walmarts and public places and says the most sus things possible. Just like acts as if he knows these strangers and says just graphic, gross, disturbing, like sexual but funny shit, and makes all these crazy assumptions, and he'll pull out all these like beverages such as dolphin milk or pickled sphincter, and this dude is just like Y-Red incarnate. Like, it's crazy the things that this dude says. But it's pretty spectacular. He went with like kind of a romantic theme in this one, and it's really uncomfortable, cringe type comedy, but I really love it. That's all we have for Whip's Picks. Peace out.